Hey guys, so a friend of mine, a dear friend, a realtor, also an investor, got pitched a one-bedroom apartment in Dubai Marina. I think he was getting it for 500,000 approximately. And he quickly gave me a call and he said, should I buy this or should I not? Right? And here's my answer to him. My name is Fahd Dawood. I talk about real estate, your life, my life, and our path, or us allowing financial abundance coming to us. Look, I've been doing real estate for 14 plus years. I started in Toronto, Canada in 2006, and since 2007 in Dubai. I'm also the author of the international bestseller, The Intelligent Real Estate Investor. You can buy it off Amazon or you can purchase the ebook. There should be a link somewhere here. If you want to work with me one-on-one, you're more than welcome. There is a contact link below. I reply to your emails directly myself. You're welcome to do that. If you've got general questions in the comment section, if you'll be kind enough to put them, I will be privileged enough to answer them for you. So let's get back to this, okay? I would highly recommend that you watch a few of my other videos. I talk about how advice should be always customized to the particular person and his situation. I've also released, I don't know the video schedule on that one, but how I encourage sometimes breaking the rules, but then reconciling it with customized advice, right? So sometimes the rules might not be good for a particular situation or a particular person, yet customizing and solving and looking at it at that situation in a very particular way makes it easier for you to overcome that barrier. Okay, so here's something like, so I generally have a very process driven approach to real estate investment today. It used to not always be like that. Okay, I stepped into the real estate world doing some consulting work in Toronto, and then doing some investments with my partner in 2008. We lost money, we made money, and then some of the investments made no money at all. But so it's good. We learned a lot. I did not have a very structured approach. I learned that as I went along on my real estate journey from other investors, from mentors, from the agents, so on and so forth. So today, instead of doing things in a disorganized fashion and being one of the casualties of real estate investment anywhere in the world, I favor a systemized, process-driven approach to your journey on the real estate ladder to success. Okay, that's what I prefer doing. Okay, so here's a friend. He calls me, Fahd, what do you think of this building? What do you think of this apartment? I'm getting a one bedroom for 500,000 dirhams. You know, is it a deal? Is it a steal? Should I buy it? Now, just to give you a little bit of a background on Dubai Marina. Dubai Marina is this very famous touristic place in Dubai. It's on the beach. It's got a population, I think, of 150,000 plus residents, 300 plus buildings, so on and so forth. But it's very popular with the younger crowd that comes to Dubai. It's very popular with the people who visit Dubai. The younger crowd likes to live there. The people who visit as tourists like to tour over there. And then the beach is very close by, right? Fairly close by. But since there's like 300 odd buildings, not every building's close to the beach. And, you know, because Dubai Marina is something like this, right? So let's say if the beach is here, my drawing's not perfect. Let's say if the beach is here, there are some buildings over here, and there's some buildings here which are close to the beach. Obviously, these have more value. But some of the buildings here, because Sheikh Zayed Road is right here, some of these buildings have metro stations very close by. So, you know, there's a little bit of a balancing of value going on over there. So the building that he called me about is somewhere here with the metro station, right? Connectivity right there at the doorstep, okay? So historically, this building's been very popular with tenants who don't have a car yet or don't wish to drive, because, you know, you go straight downstairs and, you know, in Dubai, today. So I was born and raised in Dubai, so I'll still have the need to go off to far off areas that are not accessible by the metro simply because family, friends or relatives might be living there. But if you're new to Dubai, the metro line essentially services all the areas you'll probably ever want to or have to go to. I'm going to be very typical here. Dubai Mall, Mall of the Emirates, some of the malls and the shopping destinations and the other tourist destinations. Like if you've got family flying in, you step out, hop on the metro and kind of like take them. So metro essentially becomes that essential amenity that adds value to that building. But that building's known to be pretty bad in terms of quality, in terms of how it's maintained, so on and so forth. So now when somebody calls me and says, hey, listen, 500,000 dirham, one bed, Dubai Marina in that building, should I buy it or not? Now we know that the building is known to be quite run down, very poor quality. But here's the thing, you can't just say no to an opportunity or yes to an opportunity without going through, I personally feel, a process-driven approach. And I'm just going to share with you a few of the things that I would suggest that if you were looking at an opportunity, you would at least look at these, right? So what would I say? Okay, let's say if I was investing my money, okay, I would look at comparable properties in Dubai Marina as to what I'm getting for 500,000 dirhams and other areas in the same area, okay? So let's just look at comparable properties, okay? So stick to this. I would look at all the one beds available in Dubai Marina and possibly the lowest prices and the locations. Ideally, you would visit 5 to 6 because you see, if you're looking at the 500 range, you could easily filter out an online search and look at properties or one bedrooms that are priced lower than 650,000 or lower than 700,000. There'll be a few that'll come up, and ideally you would visit them, right? You'd speak to agents and then organize your visit and view each one of them. So then you'll know that, maybe there's a nicer building also close to Dubai, the metro station, just 2 minutes extra walking distance, and is priced at 530. That 30,000 dirham is valid and available to be paid for something that's better, right? You want to look at rent, okay? Now, technically speaking, as I explained to you, that this building demands and gets rented pretty fast, but a lot of people rent over here by, you call it sharing in Dubai, like you put maybe 4 people in a 1-bedroom apartment, which generally is manageable, but then some people will put 6 or 8 people, which is kind of bad, right? In terms of it's breaking the law, it's not legal, so on and so forth. So what you want to do is you want to look at the rent that property is going to be generating. Are you going to be at 8%, 6%, 7% net after the service charges are paid off? And also you need to look at not if you were renting that apartment to 4 bachelors or 5 people, because trust me, when you rent it to multiple people living in the same apartment, if that space is meant for a family of 3 and you get 6 people living there, that apartment's going to run down very fast. Like mold's going to come into the tiles, the decay that comes in is going to cost you as the landlord or as the property owner in the long term. So when you're looking at rent, you want to assume for single occupancy, okay, like a family or 1 person or 2 people who are friends or a couple who'd be living there, and calculate rent based on that. Because if something's illegal, then the building management, as per the owners association or the government, can clamp down and make you get rid of your tenants who you're putting in a sharing. Okay, you want to look at service charges. Are they high? Are they low? What are the anticipated service charges coming? As I told you, that this apartment is in a building that's a little bit run down. It's known to be very poor quality. Are there expected big service charges that are coming up in the future? Because honest to God, if they've got to replace, let's say, the elevators because they've been used and abused so much, those elevators, the change, like if they were supposed to be changed after, let's say, 15 years or 10 years, but they had to do it after 9 years, and that's coming up now, that change and the cost of that's going to be transferred onto you, and you'll have no choice but to pay it. What else would you look at? You'd look at similar apartments close to the metro station in the vicinity, okay? So Jumeirah Lake Towers is pretty close by. You would also same area. I think I wanted to do a comparable here. It's the same point, and other areas. I would look at what 500,000 dirhams would buy you today in Dubai, kind of like anywhere, right? Sometimes you might get a better building in a better location, or perhaps it's a little bit further off, but you're getting more area with very low service charges and very stable tenant flow, right? In Dubai, generally speaking, I say this to people, we'll always be able to rent out the apartments as long as the landlords are not looking for very specific criteria such as pink eyes, blonde hair, and green color skin, right? If it's very general market price, you end up renting it out almost essentially anywhere, okay? Now, there is something to be said about the location. Dubai Marina is pretty prime. If you were going to be spending this much money, I would still perhaps stick to Dubai Marina. That's fine. But I would look at some of the other things to see and understand, is it a good deal that I'm getting? Perhaps you could just walk across to the other side. If this is Dubai Marina, right on this side is JLP, also has metro stations very close by. Perhaps you could just do that and find a very nice, decent building over here. Fairly okay, because, you know, even though Dubai Marina has the beach is on this side, and there's like 300 buildings here maybe. And this apartment here or this here, it's not going to be that much difference because the beach is still far off. So if you are going to be paying a little bit more money but get a better apartment building there, you could. Point is not, this is not a comprehensive list. I'm not an expert to give you the absolute list. I have my own list that I use to evaluate properties. The point is for you to start thinking in a more process-driven, systemized approach rather than just look at it in a disorganized way and just say, okay, yes, no, based on what? There is always going to be a gut feeling that tells you that the property is right. What I just say, use this to help your gut feeling where your mind, body, and soul align and help you make a good decision. Just use this as a foundation to be able to make that decision, because yes, property, just like in life, there are sometimes gut feelings that guide you, and I'm totally okay with that as well. Okay, ciao for now. If this has helped you, give it a thumbs up, press the subscribe button and the bell icon if you'd like to get informed on when new videos are coming out. Ciao for now. Oh, by the way, if you want to work with me, there's a contact form below. If you have general questions in the comment section, I will answer them for everyone's benefit. Bye.